Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to make a video about shifting with the Cam Am Spyder. One, because a few people have suggested that I make a video about it because they want to learn, and there are probably some newbies out there. And number two, because, and I never thought this would happen, I think every single video that I've made, somebody has commented about my shifting techniques. So I want to talk about what BRP recommends. I want to talk about how I go about it, and have some discussion, so stay tuned. So first I want to say I did look in the manual, because I know there will be folks that say just read your manual and follow what it says. So page 77, an electronic manual from BRP says to shift at 3,000 RPM. So that's the recommended RPM from BRP. Now, taking a step back, if you don't know how a Spyder works, you've got a paddle shifter here on the left grip. You've got a plus and a minus. You ratchet up through the gears at the recommended 3,000 RPM point. And you can also, if you so choose, you can downshift on your own, or the machine itself will auto downshift. And also stated in the manual is that the designated computer set point for downshifting on the Spyder is 1800 RPM. So in other words, when you're not doing anything and you're just letting the machine do its thing and you're slowing down, the threshold is 1800 RPM and it will downshift on its own. So just to get that out of the way, BRP recommends 3000 on upshifts, and it will automatically downshift at 1800 RPM. So the most frequent comment I get typically is around the 5th and 6th gear that I hold when I'm riding. And there's reasons for that. And I totally understand when I'm out on the highway doing 70 miles per hour, I'm in 6th gear. There's no reason why you wouldn't be. You're on the highway, 70 plus, 6th gear is the way I think it should be done. And that's what everybody probably does. For me, wow, there's a lot of utility workers out today. I didn't expect this. I'll open my shield real quick. So for me, typically when I'm making a video and I think I'm getting the comments is I'm usually on a back road and it's not 70, it's probably 50, maybe 50 or 55. And I would agree, at that speed you can be in 6th gear. And I'm not sure what RPM that would be at, but 6th gear would be appropriate if you just are on back roads cruising. And right now I'm going to go to 6th gear just to make a point. But a lot of times when I'm on back roads, there's twists and turns, there's hills, and I'm kind of riding a little bit more sporty typically than I am just ultimate fuel economy, you know, out to get the maximum out of the machine in terms of fuel economy. So when I'm on the back road at 50, 55, I'm probably going to be in 5th gear. And the reason for that is I want to be in sort of a torque band. Like right now I'm in 6th gear and it's kind of lugging. I want to be in a torque band for me that's a little more sporty, meaning that if I give it gas, if I want to go uphill or take an aggressive corner, I've got more throttle response and torque available to me than just being in all-out 6th gear and getting fuel economy. So typically, like right now, this is a posted 50 mile an hour speed limit. We're going to get up there eventually if this car goes fast enough, but that's my perspective sort of on back roads. There are some days I'm in 6th gear and I'm just cruising around, don't have a care to the world. A lot of times I'm kind of in that sporty mode where I want to have a little torque, a little spunk, a little spice, and that's why I'm not all the time immediately just ratcheting through the gears to get to 6th gear. So it's kind of my explanation of why why you see me in 5th and 6th. And I will say another contributor, and I'm not always perfect, and I know we're all supposed to be paying attention and scanning the road and doing everything we need to do to stay alert. When I am making a video, sometimes I'm conversating and riding and thinking and all those things that go with it, and it's a little distracting, I hate to say it. So there are times when I am not focused and looking down at my display and being critical of RPM, and I think that's another place where the comments come in. I'm just kind of talking, I have a subject, I'm conversating, and I may not be looking down at my RPM, and that's the point where someone say, hey, you should shift, and hey, maybe I'm just not paying attention. It's not going to hurt anything. It's usually a 5th or 6th gear scenario. It's not like I'm revving at 5,000 or 6,000 RPM and abusing the machine and not paying attention. It's literally just one of those things. So I apologize for that. It seems to irk some folks enough to make comments, and I appreciate all the comments, I really do. This isn't coming from a bad place, it's just I just want to describe why sometimes I may be in a gear that I'm in that you might disagree with. So that's kind of the reason I think sometimes I get comments. And again, like right now I'm going 50 and it's 2,600 RPM. Now I could go to 5th, I'm at 31, 32, I'm gonna go 33, right? This machine feels a lot spunkier right now. I can get a little revs, I've got torque. That's the kind of place I like to be on the back road sometimes. And then I can go back to 6th and I'm just kind of cruising. So that's a little of the explanation as to how I ride, the back roads. But I just think it's a personal preference. That's just how people want to ride. You each can ride in a different way, and there's there's no real right or wrong. I think there's some gross errors that can be made, but in general, there's no real right or wrong. Now, literally taking that, if you took that 3,000 RPM, literally, that's what you'd be doing every time. And there's some newbies that really want to know, and they're scared, and they're like, wow, I've never been on this machine, I don't know anything about it, I should shift at 3,000, and that's totally fine. A lot of times, I think as an experienced rider, I've been around manual transmissions, ridden dirt bikes all my life, clutches, RPM, you really just go by sound and feel. A lot of times when I jump on here and I'm even making videos, I'm just going by sound. I'm not even looking down. You just inherently know when to shift, and that's just what you do. You're not focused literally on the RPM and being like, oh my gosh, I have to shift right now. So that's another thing. I think most of us experienced riders, you just feel it and you hear it and you're shifting. I'm not even looking, and coincidentally, I kind of was looking down earlier, and I would shift right around 3,000 to 35 anyway, which is kind of what BRP recommends. So just kind of not staring at your display, you're probably going to eventually figure out and fall into the range of what BRP recommends you do. So again, just another perspective of I'm not really looking at my display every single minute to shift. And I think some newbies probably are, and there's people who haven't purchased a machine yet and they're wondering how it works. And so there are folks who will literally do what the manual says, and I think it's sort of a suggestion, and I don't abuse it, but that's just how it works. So just my perspective there as well. Another thing to note, if you're a newbie or you're learning this machine, you just hit the plus button and shift. You do not have to lift off the throttle. It's going to figure everything out for you and do what it's supposed to do. You just twist the throttle and you push the paddle. They make it very, very simple. So if there are people apprehensive about even learning that and they've got too much going on and they're like, what do I do? And throttle and shifting and paying attention and turning and riding, it's easy. It's not a hard thing. This is the easiest machine, I think, to learn to ride. They make it really, really easy on you to do. So again, just maybe stating the obvious, but that's just from my experience. It's not a hard thing. The thing I have a gripe with is that downshifting calibration of 1,800 RPM. There are some times when it feels like I think it should shift differently. and I will tend to override the downshifting quite often. I just think it's just, there are certain times I just think it's lugging around, and I want to downshift myself, so I typically find myself overriding the 1800 RPM for downshift. But anyway, you guys can, you know, everybody's got their own style and their own flair, but again, I think the comments come to me because most people are just out for maximum fuel economy and cruising, and sometimes I'm a little spicy, and that's why I get the feedback. So just to clear the air, that's just sort of my preference. Again, you guys can let me know how you guys ride your machines, but just kind of wanted to talk about shifting in general and my perspective and what BRP says to do, so yeah, so let me know what you guys think of how you shift. I mean, you've let me know how I shift, but your techniques, anything that you guys, you know, you can dispute what I'm saying or add to what I'm saying, or please give me your perspective. I'd like to hear it. But again, I find this machine very easy, very docile, not hard, and it's just an easy machine to negotiate as far as shifting. Like right now, I'm not even looking, I'm just going by sound. I'll go home and watch the video and figure out when I shifted, but that's just something that comes, that's second nature after a while. So yeah, anyway, that's my video for today. Please leave any comments or feedback you might have. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one, and ride safe, everybody. Thank you.